Don't you love it when the insurance companies here in South Africa do their utmost not to pay what's due to you when it's needed? You know, remember the floods in April 2022? Thousands of homes were damaged, mine included. Now, I actually took my case to the Ombudsman because I had no other choice. And the Ombudsman made a statement to me that there were several other claims that they had on their table with the exact same report trying to stop you getting your money. I'd like to find those people, and I would like to share my experience with both MEM Consulting, Standard Bank Insurance, as those two parties have done a dirty. Let me explain why. When the floods happened in 2022, my house got damaged. The whole front of my house cracked open, and obviously you phone your insurance company. They sent an assessor out, and the first assessor that came to my property said, "No, perfect, Mr. Debray," and put in a report. They said, okay, because the house is cracked, they need to get a structural engineer out to do an assessment. So then a second assessor came to my house, and I was quite shocked when I asked, "Are you a structural engineer?" And they said, "No, they're just another assessor." So I said, "Well, you can't do the evaluation." They said, "Well, he knows what he's talking about. He'll do the evaluation anyway." So anyway, I let him do his job. That gentleman subsequently went back to Standard Bank Insurance and told some massive lies, provable lies. And Standard Bank Insurance then decided that they were not going to cover me for the cracks in my house. I complained. I said to Standard Bank, "Please, I beg you, you got close-up photographic evidence showing that there's a problem with the report. You've got me begging you to come to my property to do an assessment yourself because you can plainly see that that assessment was wrong." What assessment is that? Well, MEM Consulting proceeded to come to my property. First of all, they said that my house was not built to engineer specifications. How would they know that when they didn't dig a hole next to the foundations to assess the foundations? They then said that my house was built on both a collapsible and expanding soil. You can't have both. You can't have clay and silty sea sand next to each other. So again, they lied. They then said that my wall was cracked where it had been cracked from the storm damage. There's no proof of that. I said, "Come, let's take a paint scraper, scrape it off, and you can see if it was repaired or not." You can see it's a fresh crack. And you can see that you quite easily see if it was repaired or not before. They refused. Standard Bank Insurance refused as well. I said, "But guys, you can see that this is wrong." So anyway, it even went further. I mean, in the report, and this is how I started to get suspicious about their report, in the sense of it was talking about so many different properties in their report. So it meant that they'd copied and pasted from multiple different reports, which then that came out with the Ombudsman. The Ombudsman, when I went and laid my complaint against MEM Consulting and Standard Bank Insurance, came back to me and said there were several other complaints against both MEM Consulting and Standard Bank Insurance. Now, I don't want to say it's fraudulent, but you tell me. They didn't put their PRNG number on a legal document which is meant to be scrutinized by legal people. They didn't send a structural engineer to the site at all. They didn't dig next to the foundations to check if the foundations were built to engineer specifications. They didn't scrape open the paintwork where the house had cracked to see if it had cracked there before and had been patched. They did nothing. They just put an assumptive report towards Standard Bank, which made me think, why? Why would they want to do that? Now inside myself, I'm saying, oh my word, I hate to say this, but there's some shenanigans going on there. That's how I feel. But at this point I can't prove it. I've asked the Ombudsman countless times now for names and numbers of the other people that had a similar report or the same report, copy and pasted and sent to them. Several of the same. So your house, one of the reports said a concrete roof. So somebody out there, I know you've got a concrete roof that your house cracked. I know one of you has a retaining wall that they refused to pay out for as well because they lied on that report. I know another one of you has a face brick wall or face brick house because it was on the report. And there's another address in their engineer's report, so-called engineer's report. The report without the PREng number on it, which you couldn't validate their qualifications. However, this has been going on for now 18 months. 18 months that I've been fighting this. Hundreds of hours. The emotional damages to my family because every day they're looking at my house that's cracked and thinking, when is it going to be repaired? And obviously, when your wife gets home and she's angry and she sees the crack, it's another thing that cracks up, literally. Anyway, the bottom line is that I begged Standard Bank to come and assess. I begged MEM Consulting to come and face up to their report. Both refuse. The Ombudsman went to Standard Bank and said, hey guys, Mr. DeBray is right. They refused to accept the proof and have taken it further. Now why, when Standard Bank in their own literature about their bank state that they will accept the judgment of the Ombudsman, why are they fighting so hard? I have a feeling because obviously it might unravel the several others that might have walked away because this has been painful for me. So many people walk away from things like this. I decided to stick it out and fight. Now I want to hear from you. Do you have a friend or family member that tried to get cover from MEM Consulting and Standard Bank Insurance? Might be another bank, eh? Might be another bank because I'm pretty certain MEM Consulting might have been working with other banks. You might have a report on your table that stopped you getting the payout. And I think that you need to know that there's a way that you can reopen that and possibly get paid out. It's time to fight these people. Because this is corruption where we don't need it. Right in our homes. You and I don't need this. In South Africa, we've got enough troubles. For our homes to come under attack from our own banks, our own insurance companies, is disgraceful. Standard Bank Insurance, you're a disgrace to me. And I hope that this matter gets resolved quite quickly. But I'm not holding my breath because I've asked many a time for you to do the right thing and come see that the whole report against my property was false. You've now got a highly qualified engineer's report proving that that report from MEM Consulting was completely fictitious. You've got a geology report from a qualified geologist stating that the soil conditions in my area are perfect. Yet, crickets. Nothing from you because you don't care. Well, I am a client and I'm sure that this video is going to be seen by many of your clients. To those that have your household insurance with Standard Bank, I'm warning you, you are in danger. The ethics are low, if not non-existent. My advice is go private. Go to another bank for your insurance. Because When a bank is prepared to do this to one of their clients, somebody that's been with them for more than 20 years, been paying that household insurance to them for over 20 years, in a house that's over 30 years old, that stood up against Cyclone Demonia and didn't crack. There's no loyalty from you, and your clients need to know that. Please, people, reach out to your friends and family. If any of them out there have had a similar experience with Standard Bank and MEM Consulting, please get in contact with me. Thank you very much.